In an age where you can get a certificate for almost anything online in a weekend, is there still a place for a brutal, high-stakes exam that costs thousands of dollars? We're looking at the Cisco CCIE certification landscape for 2026. It's essentially the highest level of technical expertise Cisco offers, requiring both a written core exam and a massive 8-hour practical lab. It covers everything from design to troubleshooting, and while there are no formal prerequisites, Cisco recommends at least 5 to 7 years of hands-on experience before even attempting it.
Exactly. And that 8-hour lab is the real deal breaker. It's not just about clicking buttons. You're building and optimizing dual-stack IPv4 and IPv6 solutions from scratch, under pressure. It's why the industry respects it so much. It's a proof of battle readiness that a simple multiple-choice test just can't capture. You know, in a world of quick online certificates, the CCIE is a 480-minute stress test that proves you don't just know the theory, you can keep a global network alive under pressure.
It's clearly a massive commitment of time and money, especially with those lab fees hitting the $1,600 mark. But since expert is in the title, let's look at the specific flavors this expertise comes in, because Cisco has broken this down into several specialized tracks.
Right. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing anymore.
There are now 8 paths you can take, ranging from enterprise wireless and security to service provider and data center. There's even a DevNet expert track that's all about software development and APIs, and a design expert track, the CCDE, which is more about the business strategy and architecture rather than just the how-to of implementation.
What's really fascinating is the hidden common thread. If you look at the exam objectives for 2026, automation and AI are everywhere. Whether you're doing security or collaboration, about 15, sometimes even 20% of your score depends on your ability to program and automate the network.
So the days of the pure hardware engineer are officially over?
Totally. It's like being a pilot, you still need to know how to fly the plane manually. But if you can't work the autopilot and the computerized flight systems, you're not getting hired by a major airline. The 2026 CCIE isn't just about plugging in cables. It's about writing the code that manages 10,000 cables at once.
It's a shift from being a mechanic to being a systems orchestrator, and that shift in responsibility is reflected very clearly in the paycheck, which is what we need to talk about next.
That's where the real story is.
Let's talk numbers. The financial upside here is significant. We're seeing enterprise network engineers with this certification earning around $151,000, while solutions architects, especially those with the CCDE, can pull in over $214,000. Even the entry-level expert roles in security or data center are hovering well above the $100K mark.
And remember, those are base averages. When you factor in the 5% projected growth in demand for network specialists, these experts have massive leverage. It's not just the salary, it's the scarcity factor. There are millions of IT workers, but very few have the discipline to pass that 8-hour lab.
That makes sense. You mentioned scarcity. Does the rise of AI make this certification more or less valuable?
Actually, more. As networks become more automated, the cost of a mistake is much higher. Companies don't want a junior tech guessing with their AI automation. They want a CCIE who understands the underlying architecture to ensure the automation doesn't break the entire company. It's the expert in the name that provides the insurance companies are willing to pay for.
So, high risk in the exam room, but high reward in the boardroom. It remains the ultimate benchmark for networking professionals heading into the late 2020s. To wrap up, if someone's considering this path, what are the absolute key takeaways they need to remember?
Okay, if you're thinking about this, here's the bottom line. First, it's a 2-step gauntlet. A written core exam that costs about $400, and that beast of an 8-hour practical lab for $1,600. Second, AI and automation are now core. Expect 20% of your exam to be on that, no matter which track you choose. Third, specialization is key. There are 8 tracks, and the newer ones like design and DevNet can lead to even higher salaries. That leads to the next point, the salary ceiling. This cert can take you from an average IT salary to over $200K. And finally, remember that while there are no formal prerequisites, having 5 to 7 years of real-world experience is what sets you up for success. It's a marathon, not a sprint.